Hello viewers, today Wednesday the 24th of August 2022 within a standard bureau conference hall as filmmakers them from all over the country they camp at a consultative meeting for the film policy organized by the Ministry of Information and Communication. This particular program na program where filmmakers they all over the country don't wait for a very long time, and today only then see that a step in the right direction as then they can do a consultative meeting where the next process will be validation, and after validation it will go to cabinet stage, and after cabinet stage it will go for parliament as a bill, and later it will turn law. This particular policy now a policy where filmmakers then don't wait for a very long time. Today the Ministry of Information they can host filmmakers then from all over the country as they can do a consultative meeting on the particular film policy. So we dey go inside for discover exactly wetin go happen here today, as we dey expect big dignitaries them for take part by this particular consultative meeting. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister of Information and Communications, Mohamed Rahman Sorry, the Special Advisor on Strategic Communications, the Office of the President, Dr. P.K. Mwana, representatives from the various film industry organizations, representatives from MDAs, Ministry of Trade, representatives of the Minister of Trade, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. There is always a danger of introducing people. The Nigerians are very fussy about introduction. There was a time there was a Nigerian chairman who was to be introduced as chairman of a particular ceremony. After the MC had called all his titles and left out the engineer title, when he took the podium and took the mic, he turned to the man and said, "Okay, don't you have engineer too?" So why he did not tell you that I was a footballer? Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as a ministry, you may recall that His Excellency on 2 consecutive years, 2019, 2020, emphasized the need for Sierra Leone to develop a film policy that will create a legal and institutional framework that will regulate, monitor, and promote the industry and its ecosystem. To demonstrate government's commitment to promote His Excellency the President's vision, the Minister of Information and Communications ensured that it was captured in the medium-term National Development Plan 2019-2023 as a deliverable. I'm pleased to inform this August gathering that prior to this consultative meeting, the Ministry has been collaborating with the key players and experts in the film ecosystem to make this pronouncement a reality. The Guild of Film Producers will attest to the fact that government a few months ago sponsored a trip to the UK for an award ceremony in London. This demonstrates how committed we are as a ministry to take the industry to another level. This commitment is anchored on the following objectives, which has triggered the development of the film policy that we are all here to consult and see how we can put better heads together to get a very good document. Film policy promotes new artists, creates jobs, increase investment in film production, attracts foreign producers, and enhance outward-looking character of the Sierra Leone film industry. As a chairman, you don't talk too much because there's a keynote speaker. So on that note, I will conclude by encouraging all participants in this room to be very open and sincere in their deliberations, so that we develop a national document that meets international standards. As a ministry, we are implementing the radical inclusion policy, leaving no one behind to develop this policy. every function we brought on board. That is the essence of having a policy and a consultative meeting. So please, very open, forget about whatever language you had before. It is our responsibility to unite you and bring it together under one umbrella. So on this note, I want to thank you very much and I wish you full liberation. I was described as chairman, so with your deep Mr. Minister, can I take the chair as I said? Thank you very much, sir.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols observed. My name is Nancy Koma, Government Information Officer attached to the Ministry of Information and Communications. My role here this morning is to give the objectives of this consultative meeting. The objective is to set the country's vision up to 2026 with the aim of maximizing the potential of both Sierra Leone's film servicing industry as well as promising local film sector. The general objective is this consultation will enhance a policy that will serve to transform Sierra Leone into a unique film destination. And it will also produce a draft national film policy for validation after this consultative meeting. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much.
That's the microphone, right? Okay, so good morning, Mr. Chairman. Please permit me to stand on existing protocols. I must say I am very gratified to stand here and make a brief comment, or perhaps statement on behalf of the National Film Council. I actually just walked in. And I was telling my co-chair to make the statement and said, no, you have to do it. It's been a long walk to this point, but with the help of colleagues and looking at where we've come from, it makes me very emotional because we have been battered. I mean, it has been very tough. Sometimes, in moments like this, it's tough for you to even talk. But what I will say is, let us continue to strive, to work hard to achieve what we want. And at this point, I just want to make 2 pointers, one to my colleagues and the other to the government. I am happy seeing a minister here who has been very, very supportive towards this process. And for me, I am personally grateful to him to achieve this height. And more so to His Excellency the President. He said it and he is doing it. I think we need to give a resounding round of applause to the government to reach this. Sincerely speaking, looking at where we've come from, if somebody should have told me that we'll be here to start the real process in terms of achieving a film policy, I would have said no, because we have met several disappointments. All of us here understand what I'm saying. We have been lied to many times. This is the first time we have seen a physical reality. We must be happy and clap for ourselves for the patience we have exercised. We are but supportive towards governance and government policies. We know exactly the essence of having an enabling environment for filmmakers and having a legal framework to guide the industry, which we have always yearned for. We have never, ever gone to the government to request for financial help. We only wanted this tool to enhance our capacities in terms of creating a legal framework for us to operate. At this point, we have I mean, by the time we get a film policy, which is a very huge leap towards having a film act, I implore all of us to make very good use of it. At some point, the industry was very divided, like every other industry. When Nollywood started agitating to have a film policy, it took them 28 years to achieve it. We have been in this struggle for barely 10 years and it is happening. We have to be very grateful to this government for that. And like I said, the challenge is now up to us to be able to make our inputs courageously so that the process ends well and who benefits the entire country. Because we have listened to many speeches where government officials have said, especially our president, the president of Sierra Leone, that the middle manpower has to be enhanced. We know that between 50 to 70,000 people will be directly employed outside governance if this film policy comes to reality. It means our colleagues who spend their time in the ghettos in the evenings will now find it profitable to go to the rehearsal grounds. It means the hundreds of millions of dollars which have been spent in making movies about Sierra Leone in other countries will begin to come here. It means people who are entrepreneurs and who have the enthusiasm to spend in making movies will now see a reason to put their monies because there's now an enabling environment that is well guided by policies. The challenge is up to us to also satisfy our audience, our viewers. I think the time for talking will come. I will stop here so far, but the challenge is up to us. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, the Honorable Minister. Good morning, all dignitaries. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a long fight. It's been a long fight, and I suppose most of the stakeholders know me as a person of very few words. I don't say much, but I like working from the shadows of anything. What should I say? I think most people have said most of what should be said. That is number one. They've highlighted what His Excellency the President has said on a number of occasions in all sorts of public statements in which he has clearly laid out what he sees as his vision for the development of the film industry. And I think because of that, and I think because of that long-standing commitment, I'm sure everybody feels positively fired up to support that vision and to tie in their efforts with that vision, specifically with the leadership of the Minister of Information and Communications. So I'd like to make this very short statement by recalling what everybody has said so far, probably not in as much detail, but just to say that His Excellency is fully committed to bringing this to fruition. Second point, and I'd like to say this from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to thank everybody for your tolerance. I'd like to thank everybody for your forbearance. I'm on your WhatsApp groups, and I've seen things that people have written. Threats, swear words, audio messages. It's been a long ride. It's been a very long ride. Somebody even proposed that he or she will become the suicide bomber for the film industry. People made flyers and sent them all over the place. People were cussed all over the place. I get it. I get the frustration. After 10 years, I get it. But what I want to lay out is you have a government, a president who listens. You have a minister who's proactive. You have people in the industry whose vision for the industry ties in with what the government has for the industry at the same time. I remember very fondly working with late Martha. She called my phone probably like 50 times a day. I remember Kaba, I remember I think Ramadan, I remember Plumber, another crazy guy. It's been a long ride, man. Yeah? Well, thank you all for pushing us. Thank you all for making us work. Thank you all for being patient enough and for having the forbearance to get us to this point. And I think we'll keep making progress. I believe we'll keep making progress. So I thank you all for that very much. I also want to personally thank the Honorable Minister of Information and Communications. I think he deserves a standing ovation. He really does. Thank you. I wouldn't want to say everything that I could say about him, but let's just say he is a brother, he's a younger brother, and I've known him, not from afar, very closely. And I know what he can deliver. Already he has established a legacy as a policymaker, he has established a legacy as a doer. He's highly respected in international circles. He's highly respected for what he does, and what he does really well in this particular country. And I just want to thank him again for his leadership. I just want to thank him for what he's doing. I just want to thank him for this. Like, seriously, this. Yeah? It's just simply amazing. Thank you so very much, Honorable Minister. Thank you for keep doing it.
There's a sign of things to come. So claim it. You'll be surprised that we are being followed all over the country, not only here. We just got a message from the chairman of Fujian District Film Actors Association that he's following us and I should mention him in this meeting. So that tells you that we cut across. This is a radical inclusion. As far as Kubola, you'll be part of it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if I allow you to sit down and receive the man of the moment, I'll be doing justice to what he has done. In appreciation of the work he has done, he doesn't like it, but I have to do it. Regardless of whatever you may say what he delivers. So, ladies and gentlemen, can you please stand up and give a round of applause as we present to you the Honorable Minister of Information and Communications, Rama Charlie.
Mr. Chairman, my mentor and strategic communications advisor to His Excellency the President, colleagues on the high table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to be amongst you this morning to play the part that has been assigned me. But just before that, may I graciously ask that we all rise for a minute of silent prayers for those 6 police officers and other innocent Sierra Leoneans who lost their lives in the course of the bloody August insurrection here in this part of the country. May their souls rest in peace. Thank you. So, in many countries around West Africa, Nigeria comes to mind as one of the biggest filmmakers, the Nollywood industry. They are the only other sector that creates more jobs and opportunities before the film industry, the film and entertainment industry is agriculture. After agriculture, a serious sector that does a lot of, creates a lot of opportunities for young people, all ages. In fact, in Nollywood, it goes beyond ages. So I'm also active when I still see people like TJ Cole, Desmond Freely was supposed to be here, all of those. So that tells us this is a fine assortment of some of the best talents we have in Sierra Leone. His Excellency, the President, Brigadier Retired Julius Madabiu, clearly understands this. So when he made the statement that he will advance the film industry, I mean, that was from the heart to the mouth. It was very carefully considered. So in a very recent conversation with him, he told me, look, I think we have done a lot for the media already. It's about time we turn attention to the film and entertainment industry. So we all understand this is a man that puts Sierra Leone at the heart and center of everything he does. Otherwise, he would not have led the repeal, because he was the most vilified presidential candidate in the run-up to the 2018 elections. He was the most castigated. He was the most ridiculed. Everything was literally thrown at him, including the proverbial kitchen sink. But still, he said, look, the media has an important and fundamental role to play in a thriving democracy. We have to support it. So if he was able to do that for the media, why not for the film and entertainment industry? So he's asked me to now refocus this. We are leaving the media unshackled, no seditious libel law. The media, Sierra Leone has signed up to the Media Freedom Coalition, which now means Sierra Leone sits in the Global Council that benchmarks best practices for other regions of the world in terms of media and press freedom. We have, true to his commitment, regularly giving subventions to SLAJ. In fact, this year, for the last 2 years, it's been 500 million. We did not inherit a subvention culture. Once in a while, when pressure was mounted on leadership, they will give it $1 million or 200,000. So you feel obligated to them. This goes through the budget we have done. In addition, we held a very successful media viability and investment conference. That conference is going to leave the Sierra Leone media better off now, ever before in its history. At this year's World Press Freedom Day in Uruguay, Sierra Leone was the poster child. We are virtually in every event, and the media is set to benefit from huge resources from the International Fund for Public Interest Media. Already they are doing the processing, that will be launched soon. So I'm very happy with the media. We have done the things we should do as government. What now remains is for them to keep their part of the commitment. Be responsible. Nobody wants to guard them. You can criticize us as much as you want, but just be responsible. Let us realize this is the only country we all have. If we tear it apart, you will not be able to practice. So the same message for you, filmmakers. Most of the people who were key participants, I'm not talking about those who funded, I'm not talking about those who organized, I'm not talking about those who unleashed. The real guys who were in the theater are young people. So probably we want to talk about empowering the film ecosystem so that we are all able to preach messages of law and order, peace and security. Because all of the countries we admire around the world, we want to go to the US, we want to go to Australia, Canada, these countries are all built on a solid foundation, solid bedrock of peace, stability and democracy. Not so? Yeah. So, because of your reach, we think this is what constituency, Professor Moana, that we need to empower, so that alternative voices will be out, right? To tell these guys, look, all is not lost. We can work together. You have talents. Some of these talents are gems in the rough. When you discover them, punish them, you never will know where it will all lead to. Like all of us were. Growing up in my little village, I wanted to become a motor vehicle apprentice. Yeah, that was what I wanted to become. So there are a huge lot of, swell of talents lurking out there. They only need to be discovered, and garnished. Then you can see what they become. Professor Moana here was one of those who inspired me very much in sixth form in old school. They used to organize contests between our school and other schools. And I was always very proud that I did not let it down, So for today's event, it probably could not have happened, even with the best of intentions. He kept nudging me, he kept putting pressure on His Excellency. He said, look, we have to do something. But I mean, like he himself said, he likes to be in the engine room. He likes to, work from the background and does not care about the credit. But in good conscience, I have to give him that. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's occasion, like the chairman mentioned, was intended to ensure that we leave no one behind. And I'm very happy that somebody from my native Pujao, sent me a text message that he was following it. So everybody does not necessarily have to be in the same confinement, but people are following what we are doing here. So we have said we need to do a lot more for this sector. There are things we have missed out on in the past, but it's better late than never. Like you all mentioned, this president is a man of his words. He is a man of his words. When he talks about delivering, he does not look back. And I know after today's ceremony, he will be properly briefed by Professor Moana, and luckily I'll also be seeing him in the afternoon. We will tell him, you have some of the best brains here. I have listened to all the comments, all the remarks. I was literally blown off, and I really mean that. Yeah, so this is the good work. So, like I said, the gentleman from Chile mentioned, Sierra Leone has signed up to the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. The Africa Continental Free Trade Area talks about has a market value of about 1.3 billion people. So what is this saying to us in effect? So as we discuss the trade policy, just let us know that you can go digital. That is why it's happening now. If you go digital, piracy is reasonably reduced. There is an opportunity. You will get onto Netflix, to the other big screen television outlets. So this is an opportunity we must all go for. Luckily, my ministry has been able to attract a $50 million digital transformation development grant. It's not a loan. The World Bank His Excellency, when we took over in 2018, the ministry was already blacklisted, right? We had landed the fiber cable here. They were not quite happy with the way the resources were used. So they had blacklisted the ministry. But following over 2 years of very strategic engagement and the policy reforms, the legislative reforms we have put in place, they saw us as a serious government to deal with. So they have given us an initial $50 million grant. It will be a fantastic opportunity to sit with you in coming days to see how you can fit into some aspects of that, because there are areas that talk about innovation, entrepreneurship, and partnerships. So that is an area we could all sit together and see how you can fit into that kind of thing. But I honestly want to see, you see a generation of very educated young people, choosing their own alternative areas. We want to be in the film industry. I think it only behoves us as government to give you the necessary support to be able to realize your fullest potentials. I have also read and listened in my conversations with some of you. You have mourned the fact that the opportunities we give to foreign filmmakers are never extended to you. So while I was sitting at the back there, I was reading a few back scripts. Jimmy was bemoaning, you want to shoot a film, you are not giving access to national infrastructure. Yes. They won't let you access law court. They won't let you access state house. Yes. But when foreign filmmakers come, they grant them those opportunities. I have read it, I have seen it, but I want to assure you, those who have had the opportunity of working with this team, they know when we say it, we'll do it. If you have a situation like that, I see we go without appointments. If you have a situation like that, be sure to count on our support. This is the only country we all have with their opportunities and privileges. We should be the first to access it. This is the commitment. I want you to take it to the bank. It will not bounce. I can guarantee you will share this with His Excellency. and he will have the same sentiments. We really believe if we have to make progress, we have to support local content. I have no doubt that you have some of the finest Sierra Leonean minds. All that remains is an enabling environment, nurturing, exposure, and all of those things. As government, we will continue to do our best to walk this journey with you every inch of the way. You know, the last time, Dr. Mwana did not tell you all the facts. Back then, when he was an assistant lecturer at Jala, they actually used to do plays. That was it. They actually used to do plays, and then they took over. They took them across this country. You know, by then we did not have, your kind of advanced field mechanism, but that was how they used to do it. So to say he has not had anything to do with film, I'm not going to tell them you are a black belt. He's been a career teacher all his life. He has passion for that, for hunting and all of those. He's a referee as well. So he's a man of many parts. So I had the privilege of growing up under the wings of such great men. So I rose up on their shoulders for their consent. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything my Director of Information here has been passionate about, it is this film policy. I'm sure when he sleeps, he even drinks it. Yes. So my team and I, my team knows I do a lot of, I'm an activist minister. I want to have it done. I will not take the usual age-old excuses. We have to deliver, break the rules, and get the right results. Say this, no. This is not about rules. Let us deliver this. Emmanuel is one person that has always been at the risk. My radical team. So this is not a day for plenty talking. I will go. This is what I get paid for. But just before I ramble, I've had stories, gentlemen. We need to keep this country safe and secure. Those of us who are old enough, we have experience living in refugee camps. You have a whole generation of young people who missed out on opportunities. They could not go to school, they grew up in refugee camps, they could not learn the trade. And it's for that reason that government has invested and continues to invest heavily in technical vocational institutions and training. In every district of the country, we have set up tech works to ensure that those who are early school leavers or those who missed out on opportunities are able to take advantage of these opportunities and have sustainable livelihood sources. So that politicians without a message, who do not themselves join the insurrection, whose children and family members are not there, do not dare to go onto the streets and be in conflict with the law. So I was speaking to a group of young people in my area. So if somebody tells you jump onto the streets and protest, say it's a good idea. That's our democratic right, as long as it's peaceful. But could you kindly lead us? Could your family members kindly join us in the front line? You are not going to have any one of them do that. But they want to see other people in harm's way. Gentlemen, I know you are one of those people that has not had your just dues over a period. During COVID, for example, we gave a lot of support to various groups, to market women, to tourism sector, those who work in the hotel sector. But that was when you were big, you had a war amongst yourselves. So if all the states in the world were united, they will form the most formidable empire. I'm so very happy that you guys have decided to come together for the good of your industry, for the good of your career. As long as you are together, a united front, there's hardly a door you cannot crack open, even without keys. Right? We will continue to do the interventions as government. Remember, during that period, apart from the support we give to the hotel workers, we also ensure that we give direct cash transfers to market women particularly. Not every market woman will have it, but we did that commitment. When we occasionally locked down, you also remember we give resources to those with disabilities. the Munafa Fund has been launched. So we have to find creative ways to see how this sector could also access some of those small grants. These are grants that will not be an advantage around your neck. They are like 8 or 9% interest rate. So we really have to sit together and talk with these stakeholders. So my people know now that I've made these commitments, they know I can break a leg to ensure that they happen. Because I don't want to talk and see me in the street next and say I may lie. They know that's the generation of politicians, I don't lie. When I say it, some people will take the flag, but I will have to do it. So I want to congratulate you for your resilience. You have been patient. You have been patient. I get a lot of unsolicited calls, posters, text messages, and every kind of thing. But it comes as a package. That is why we're in leadership. You take it in your stride and make sure you see it as a nudge, not a threat, not intimidation. And that's what I've seen it like over the period. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And I will continue to stay focused. I will continue to keep it up on this. And I look forward to those meetings, Emmanuel. I look forward to those sessions to sit with Mr. Jalo and others to see how they can access this. I also look forward to sitting with the Muna Party, to see how these people can access resources. This is now actual participation. Thank you.
It's me now again, Mr. MJ Sesi Kamara, where na the Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Film Council. Now somebody where either work immensely for see this day today. First of all, I want to ask how you feel that this day don't come to pass.
I go tell you, if you even see the way I smile, you go not say me na one of the happiest man today. I just want to let this happen.
So tell me about some of the challenges that we undergo. Because me no say you don't depend this thing for several years. We undergo for ladies day reality.
Challenges, them boku. The challenges them boku. They don't cost me mama. Some man fit say we even hold the position. Now money they make. We up to now start meeting up here. Me no, I know start be government officer for go say you ask money. Yes. If you ask for money on behalf of the council, because council instruction not call for that. And then again, even this money, what would they use so for organize this program? Now scout we scout for them. But not can we earn. The Ministry of Information, their accounts now they go and then they spend now. We just they recommend.
Okay, so you don't fight for this policy. What if you say the benefit of this policy go out na the film industry in Salone?
To start with, the policy na in the Bible, where they show, and in the Bible and the Quran, like where they show every religion how for worship God. Okay. So the policy na in they show how for run the industry. Would that get right to waiting you supposed for do, and waiting you not supposed for do, and then waiting would that not be part of film business? Waiting you for do and waiting you not for do, and the way you do you film, how you go able to make money out of it? The policy na in they show you the pathway. Good. So now that make it important.
Well, that's the main thing where people learn at this industry they fight for this policy, because everybody want to make money from this policy. So what do you expect today from filmmakers and where you don't gather all over Sierra Leone where they are today?
So first of all, the Minister of Information, he attack the Director of Information, see, on no account. Let nobody not come off Freetown because you born at the north, born at Freetown, you basically see they represent the north. No. Let northerners, easterners, southerners, northwest, northeast, western rural, let them come Freetown for can represent their own region. Okay. So we ensure say that they happen. Right. So then one of my biggest happiness that the one day they apply, I always say, when they segregate against we, now then they come for can talk for themselves. Now, one of my biggest happiness what I get today, filmmakers and they inside this hall, not to like say, I can ask Directors Guild, Producers Guild, or Cinematographers Guild. We come as what? Filmmakers. One family. We come as a film family. No segregation. We come work with one voice. Let we get this document. We might not even set them the kind way we want them, but let we set them lady. As the go, we go to edit them. Right. But what's important? Let we get them.
Indeed. The policy, let we get them according to the Secretary General of Film Council. Thank you very much. This now something where we filmmakers don't fight for over long time ago. Well, Fambule, this now what we get from the National Film Policy Consultative meeting. We get representatives from all the line ministry them, and especially The biggest personality who been present here today when the Minister of Information and Communication, he gets what he say, and I hope to every filmmaker within here today. We again from the Director of Communication at the Ministry of Information and Communication, Mr. Toure, he say now that in the hope say before the end of September, the final draft of the National Film Policy for the out. May we bring you this program in Ishmael that is Bangwa. I want to say thank you to my cameraman Isaiah Akagbo and my producer, executive producer, Dr. Aisatu Kakejalo. Thanks.